There are different leadership styles that a manager or supervisor applies in his or her organization. Some of the leadership styles include Tannenbaum and Smith Continuum Model, Leadership Grid Style, Three-Dimensional Leadership Style, Situational Leadership Style, Synergistic Leadership Theory, Contingency Leadership, Developmental Leadership, Transformational and Transactional Leadership, and we have Servant Leadership. The Tannenbaum and Smith Leadership Continuum Model shows the relationship between the levels of freedom that a manager chooses to give to a team and the level of authority used by the manager. It concentrated more on delegation and freedom in decision making to subordinates and thereby on the team development. In the illustration model, at one end are managers who simply tell their employees what to do. At the other are managers who are completely hands-off. That is why most managers will lie somewhere between these two extremes. It has 7 levels of delegated freedom. First, manager takes decision and announces it. Manager decides and then sells his decision to the team. Third, manager presents decision with background ideas for decision and invite questions. Fourth, manager suggests provisional decision and invites discussion regarding the decision. Fifth, manager presents the problem of situation to get suggestions, then decides. Sixth, manager explains the situation or problem. And finally, manager allows team to develop options and decide on the action within the manager's received limit. The leadership grid style. The leadership grid is a model of behavioral leadership developed in the 1960s by Robert Blake and Jane Moulton. Previously known as the managerial grid, the leadership grid is based on two behavioral dimensions, such as concern for production, which is plotted on the x-axis on a scale from 1 to 9 points, and the concern for people, which is plotted on a similar scale along the y-axis. There are 5 grid leadership styles. The first, the impoverished or indifferent leadership style in the model, refers to the style that shows little regard for the team or overall production. Such leaders' efforts and concerns are more centered on self-preservation, which includes not allowing any actions to blow back on them. The second is the produce or Paris leadership style, which focuses solely on production with a draconian disregard for the needs of the workers on the team. The leader who follows this path may see high attrition rates due to their need for control and neglect of the team's needs. The third is the middle of the road leadership approach, which offers a balance of speaking to the team's needs as well as the organization's production needs, but neither aspect is adequately fulfilled in the process. This may lead to an average and below average results in team performance and satisfaction. And the fourth one is a country club leadership style, sees the team's needs first and foremost over everything else. The assumption by the leader is that happiness within the team will naturally lead to improved productivity. However, there is no guarantee. And the fifth one is the team approach, which is considered to be the most effective form of leadership according to the leadership grid's creators. The leader shows a commitment to staff empowerment as well as toward increasing productivity. By encouraging the workers to operate as a team, the belief is they will be motivated to accomplish more. The three-dimensional leadership style, also called as 3D theory, is developed by Professor Bill Redden. He is best known for the 3D theory, who introduced the concept of situational demands that talks about the way in which the leader must behave to be most effective. So there are three dimensions. First, the task orientation. This is the extent to which a manager directs his or her subordinates' efforts towards goal attainment. It is characterized by planning, organizing, and controlling. The second is the relationship orientation. This is the extent to which a manager has personal job relationships. It is characterized by mutual trust, respect for subordinates' ideas, and consideration for their feelings. And the third is the effectiveness. In this dimension, the effective means to know what the result was when one used a particular leadership style in a particular situation. Reeden, who is the proponent of this dimension, recognized that it was a manager's effectiveness as key to an organization's success. Situational leadership style. This is a style in which the leader or the manager must adjust his style to match the development level of the followers of he is leading. The situational leadership model views leaders as varying their emphasis on task and relationship behaviors to best deal with different levels of follower maturity. There are four behavior of situational leadership style. Situation 1 is telling. On this situation, the leader defines the roles needed to do the job and tells the followers what, where, how, and when to do the tasks. So it is characterized by a one-way communication. Situation 2 is selling. In this situation, the leader attempts to convince the group by providing social and emotional support to the individual being convinced. This is a two-way communication. The third one is participating. On this situation, the leader and followers share in decisions about how best to complete a high-quality job. This is making the system more democratic. And situation 4, which is the delegating. On this situation, the leader provides little specific, close direction, or personal support to the followers. Synergistic leadership theory. This was developed by Irby and colleagues. This theory seeks to explicate the need for a postmodernist leadership theory by providing an alternative to and not a replacement for traditional theories. The SLT includes issues concerning diversity and the inclusion of the female voice in the theory. The SLT focuses on the interconnectedness of four particular factors. First, the beliefs, attitudes, and values. These are depicted as dichotomous as an individual or group would either adhere or not adhere to specific beliefs, attitudes, or values at a certain point in time. Second, leadership behavior. It derives directly from the literature on male and female leadership behaviors and is depicted as a range of behaviors from autocratic to nurturer. Third, the external forces. These influences outside the control of the organization or leader that interact with them and that is inherently embody a set of beliefs, attitudes, and values. The fourth, the organizational structure, which refers to characteristics of the organizations and how they operate.